freezing. You could attest. Yeah. And I'm shaking. But it's nothing nothing compared to this morning. This morning I couldn't even make a joke. That's how serious I was. I said, oh, I better feel my temperature. That was okay. But I just want to tell you, seriously now. These tissues on that.
You're going to give me a hug.
Okay, I know 5 minutes are up, so let's go.
Exactly right.
Something very much in my heart happened this Hanukkah. Wow. And I have, my heart is jumping now. And I want to share it with you before next Hanukkah. Because it changed not just my week, but my year.
Wow.
It's something that I probably heard and then managed to forget it. And then I thought I made it up, but it's okay. It's from Hashem. It's a gift from Hashem. And that's for me all that counts. And I want to share this gift with you because being that we're sisters, we have the same likes. We like Hashem. We like Yiddishkeit. We love Hashem. We love Yiddishkeit. And we love to do things that will bring out that joy and that love of the relationship of how much Hashem loves us. And this is just amazing. So let's get to it. First of all, Hanukkah is not over. It's come. It's inside of us. The Hanukkah lights warm us up the whole year. So where are the Hanukkah lights from? Who knows? The Or HaGanuz. Who said that? Mensha?
No.
Hi.
It's almost me.
You got the inspiration from. So here's the story. Comes from the Or HaGanuz that Hashem hid for La'asid Lavo. After Adam Rishon sinned in Gan Eden, Hashem took that light, which was light of the next world, of Gan Eden, of paradise, and he hid it. Ganaz, he hid it, La'asid Lavo, for the future. Every year on Hanukkah, he takes from this light to share it with us, to light up our homes, to light up our hearts, to give us hope. It says, my dear daughter, you're not alone. I know it's dark, you feel dark in the dumps, and it's confusing, and it's hard, and you feel afraid and far from me, but I'm with you. Take my light, light up your heart. Now, whoever heard this before, you can go and have some delicious Dina's soup. But I repeat it to myself every day, and I didn't get bored yet. So who does he share this light with? Well, one might think, what would you think, with Rav Chaim Kanievsky, so with the Baal Shem Tov, with maybe the 36 hidden tzaddikim, because there are 36 lights from the 36 hours that it was lit up in Gan Eden before Adam Rishon left and Hashem hid it. Maybe that would be really very matim with the 36 hidden tzaddikim, or with the Vizhnitzer Rebbe, with a very big tzaddik. Who does he share this special holy light with? Under 10. He goes under 10 to the lowest place in the world. Under 10 says in the Gemara, La'olam lo yarad hashchina mitachat etzer tvachim. The Shechina never goes under 10. Why? It's a place of cold, dark, far sin, impurity. So the Shechina is so pure, he never goes under 10. If we build a sukkah that's under 10 tvachim, it's not kosher. We can't make the bracha le'shev sukkah. It has to be above 10 because Shechina is not there. On Hanukkah, we light our Hanukkah candles under 10. Under 10, because this is where Hashem is with the Jews that are so far from him, that are so far away and low. And he says, I love you. I'm taking my Or HaGanuz, La'atid Lavo, my light for the future, and I'm sharing it with you. You're not alone, and I believe in you, and I want to warm you up and know how much, I want you to know how much I love you. That exciting?
Yeah. Now I'll have some soup.
He believes in you and me, and he doesn't give up on any of us. And he comes to visit us. He makes a visit in our home. And that's the light of Hanukkah. And that's the light. He says, I want to light up your life. I care about you. You're not alone. Trust me, relax, and be happy. That's the Hanukkah message to me. When I look at those lights, I see Hashem smiling at me. And when I look very, very, very carefully, have any of you ever experienced this? I see myself in the light. And there's no joy greater than that. Because Ner Hashem Nishmas Adam, the light of Hashem is the soul of a person. We're in his light. We're lighting up the world. Let's take these lights, start with ourselves, then with each other, and light up the world for the whole year. And so what those Hanukkah, the last day this is Hanukkah, it's the main day. What's main about it? We already lit our 8 candles. We already said Hallel. What's left? What's left? It's something that's going to last us the whole year. Hallel v'hodaya, to thank Hashem, to thank Hashem. Hanukkah is chinuch. It's like getting you off on the way. You can't have a class from 8 to 4 teaching a kid how to walk, talk, have manners, how to make brachas, and how to drive a car, right? It's a long process. So it's Hanukkah, chinuch. It's just starting. And how can we bring it into our lives for the whole year? By lighting, by knowing Hashem, how much he loves us, and by thanking. Look around and look, ayin tova, for the good, for the light in each other, for the light in ourselves. Let's start. So just like Dova said, Dova says that the avos and imahos don't leave us at the end of Breshis, which is today the last parsha. Chazak, chazak, they come with us into Shemos. They come with us into the cold winter months, and so does the light of Hanukkah to light up our hearts. Yosef HaTzadik dies in this parsha. What was so special about him? He's in prison. And all he could do, not all, but he was Ish Matzliach, because all he went around to do, it says in Medrash Rabbah, Machfitz, Sahal v'Sameach. He was always happy. He had a lot to be not happy about. He's in prison with the low of the lows. He's missing his father and brothers, and he's going around humming a happy tune. So I think that the thing I ask Hashem for most is to please give him simcha and help, a lot of other things, but simcha is high up there. And then all of a sudden, one day, around 2 weeks ago, he says to me, in my mind and my heart, it's yours. I gave it to you. Like, take it. Like, don't be, I want to be happy. I want to be happy. Please give me simcha. Please. It's yours. Be happy. I said, oh, yeah? Really? You mean, be happy? Like, it's mine? Oh, okay. And so it's just, we have the rishus. He wants us to be happy. So, I want to share something else that's crazy in my heart. Oh, I put it on, but give me a minute. Everybody have patience, drink something. Take a deep breath, and we're on to the next. Love at first sight. I was love at first hearing. I was in Beit Shemesh at Shimi and Chaya's house for Shabbos, my son, daughter-in-law, and family, and I'm buying something, proof kavush, like sauerkraut, if you must. And I'm in a store, and I hear this music, and Oyo Ter Tov, and I'm sorry, like a magnet, Oyo Ter Tov, and that tune, the Oyo Ter Tov. It's really big. And I asked the kupai, the selling, what am I hearing? Where's that music? Now it's Friday. She's busy, a long line. She said, lady, I'm sorry, I can't help you. It's like there's Shabbos. Anyway, I heard it again a couple months later, and then it came into my heart. So it's not a Stam song. It was made up, the words by Reb Shalom Arush. Allah thanks Hashem. And he said, I'm very excited about this song because I've been davening for a year and a half that this will be a theme song. It's not just a pretty song. It's a message to every single Jew. Kol Am Yisrael Yigaleh et ha'avah Hashem. Every Jew should reveal in himself the love that Hashem loves him. And it's not just words. It's Yehudi Yakar. Tavin Heitev. Don't forget For 1 second, you're a son of Hashem. He loves you. That's what Reb Levi Yitzchak, our teacher, Ohev Yisrael said. And Kedushas Levi. And then he goes on to say that, would we think that it's just the A students, the tzaddikim, the greatest people Hashem loves? What about those that are under 10? What about those that have fallen, that don't know about Hashem, that don't even know what Shabbos is? So that's a question, and the Nesivos Shalom answers it. He says, Adarabba, ben yoter yarud. The lower the sun is, so much more love is revealed from Hashem in Shemayim. And we try to be good, and we try to be good little children, good little girls, good, but it's when we fall, we should know Hashem loves us. And this, we should, whenever we go and daven to Hashem, we should think about this. We should say, Hashem, I'm about to ask you, because I know you love me, for health, for joy. I'm about to thank you. Help me to remember and remind ourselves and each other constantly how much he loves us. And then our whole davening will change, our whole amunah will grow, and our whole life will change, because we're in the hands of a loving Hashem who loves us. The Hoseli Rak Tov, the Odoter 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 Tov. Oh, everybody, we have 1 minute left. Let's hear it.
No, it's very deep. Everywhere.
In Thailand, they sing.
Thailand and Korea, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I'm still like wow. Okay. It's true. I was like walking through the supermarket, listening to myself. There's a man here. Okay, so we are continuing, assumed to end, our study of the Halacha of Hotzah, carrying. Okay, we've been doing miscellaneous topics, many of them d'Rabbanan, so we'll just go through a few of them today. Okay, riding a bicycle. What do you say?
No.
Okay.
Well,
it actually says that you could allow a young child to ride a tricycle. Okay, but you shouldn't allow a child to ride a bicycle. So I guess the idea is that for very young children, it's okay. But once a child gets to be older, because it's riding a bicycle in a Reshus HaRabim in a public area is the Malacha D'Oraisa of
Actually, the bicycle's carrying you, you're not carrying it, so I don't understand the problem. If we have a non-Jewish bicycle, then you should be okay.
It's actually muksa. It's muksa. One might come to
Ring the bell.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
might be another reason that it's.
Wait, is there some question? Okay, a lot of yeah.
Riding a bicycle without an eruv is, but what if there is an eruv? It's allowed?
I don't think so. I don't, because it's considered to be muksa.
Because it's transport.
Not because if it's it's a right, because it's muksa.
Yeah, but it's muksa because it's considered transport.
It's not a malacha. It's not a malacha. It's because you might come to fix it would be the problem, and then you would be doing the malacha. Okay, a disabled person in a wheelchair. Okay, you cannot push a person in a wheelchair. In a Reshus HaRabim in an area without an eruv. They can push themselves. If a person can manage to get themselves wherever I mean, there are some, I've seen this where people have a halachically approved joystick, and somehow it's permissible. I don't know the details of it, but definitely a person can push themselves. If the disabled person cannot can't push themselves, then it's even doubtful whether you could ask a non-Jew to push that person. So it's unfortunately it's because it's a piece of diorisa, and you don't really direct, we don't really tell Goyim to do things that are isuri derisa. Okay, here's a good question. Can you walk outside the Eruv and chew gum at the same time?
Chew gum at the same time.
No, that's not. So you can't actually. You can't carry any food. It's like putting it in your pocket. You stuff it in your cheek. No, you can't carry any food in your mouth outside of an Eruv. It's considered. It's just another place that you're carrying. Okay, riding on a swinging on a swing, or using a tether ball. It's a ball on a string. You English people didn't have those things. Okay. What'd you call it? Okay. So you actually can, because it's sort of an interesting thing, right? We talked about what's the essence, what's the ikar of hotzah, right? It's that you're picking up something and you're setting something down, right? That's the definition of what carrying is. Well, this thing on a string, a swing on a string, you're not taking it up from the ground. You're not putting it down on the ground. It just keeps swinging. Same thing with a ball. What you can't do is you can't do it on a tree, right? We know that trees are muksa, and you're not really allowed to do anything on a tree. You're not allowed to climb it. You're not allowed to hang your coat on it. You're not allowed to do anything with a living tree, but with a dead metal pole. Pardon me?
So all the playground.
I think so. I think so.
All the playground equipment should be okay then.
Okay. All right. One who finds tefillin. Okay, so it says there was a certain Talmud Chacham on his way to shul one Shabbos morning, and he was shocked to see many pairs of tefillin strewn across the walk and into the street. Hoodlums had vandalized the local yeshiva during the night before, and in their rampage threw many pairs of tefillin into the street. So what do? So you're actually obligated to move it. Can't leave it there to be destroyed. But you can only, so you wear it. So this Talmud Chacham, he put on each pair of tefillin, and he walked to the shul, and he came back, and he did walked to another, brought it all into. I kept thinking about how they're going to be able to tell them apart, but I guess if you wear them every day, you probably recognize your own tefillin.
But generally, tefillin are muktzah. It's not worn.
So if the rebellion object and it's got Hashem's name written on the top,
You can't
leave it in the middle of the road.
Right. It's like weighing the two things against each other. But there is a problem, it has to be worn properly. So you can't just throw it over your shoulder like a continent. No, you have to put it on, and you have to wrap it properly. So if it doesn't fit on your head, right? There are different people have different size heads. You can't actually readjust the knot. Cannot, because that's the malach of kosher, right? Tying a knot. So you have to, you do. That's exactly right. You have to go get different people and bring people who will fit into those, or you stand there. And actually, a woman would not be allowed to pick them up and wear them. And the reason why a man could do it is because it's a malbush. It's considered to be proper clothing. For women, it's not something that's considered clothing. So, all right, I'll just do one more. Do I have time to do one more? Okay, so carrying an identity card, passport, wearing a hospital bracelet. So if you have no choice, if you're living in a totalitarian country, right? And they say, everybody, you can be arrested if you're not carrying your Teudat Zahut. So then you would be allowed to. Because you have no choice. You don't want to endanger your life or end up in prison because of that. It's again, many halakhic questions are balancing different interests, different concerns, different halakhic aspects, that you would be allowed to carry it. Although ideally you would wear it in wouldn't put it in your pocket. You would put it in your hat, you'd figure out some way to carry it so
You
that
could make
it's,
something decorative,
that's right, you would,
so
So,
it would be jewelry, decorative.
yeah, you could try and do. Hospital bracelets, though, you can't wear outside of the hospital. It's not considered a malbush, and it's not considered a tachshit. It's not clothing, it's not any kind of decoration. So if you're escaping from the hospital on Shabbos, then well, I don't know. So you probably don't leave the hospital. The hospital grounds would be like they got you tied in. You're not okay. Okay, this one we have to get in. Okay, a glass eye. You can wear your glass eye. It's much better now. Okay. Yeah, so that's for Shalom. But it is glass eye. It's considered to be a tachshit. It's considered to be decorative jewelry. It's for looks. It's cosmetic. Thank you.
So.
Yeah,
Somebody needed it, we're not allowed to wear it on Shabbos.
You can. You can.
Oh.
You can wear.
You don't need it, you can't.
It's cosmetic. It's implying that you couldn't wear it, so that's why.
You can wear. Okay, that is it. And that is all. Okay, a few announcements. First of all, I just want to welcome Leah Heinrich, who's visiting us in Tel Aviv. She's my neighbor. We're neighbors. We're in the same building. And also want to welcome Miriam because you haven't been around for a while. And I'm glad you're well and I'm glad you're here. And who else shall I welcome back? Good to see Sarah hasn't been here in a while. Thank you very much for coming. Okay. Our breakfast this morning is sponsored by two people. One, Dvar Pfeiffer. I guess she's coming. Save her some breakfast. So it's her father's yard site. I'm not exactly sure if it's today, but it's sometime around this period. And also it's the yard site of Tatiana, who's also sponsoring breakfast. It's her sister's yard site, Valentina, Kaya, Bas, Rosa. Did you want to?
Yeah, I asked for a minute because I have to share it. 3 years ago, my Hanukkah was very difficult because I was staying with my passing sister. She's younger than me. We grew up together. We slept